Some people call it the prosperity gospel. Some people call it the health and wealth gospel. Some people call it the name it and claim it, blab it and grab it, speak it into existence gospel. And last week I dealt with how they use that to build their own empires and build their own kingdom and basically brand and have their marketing campaigns, and they use branding tactics to make their name famous, to build these mega churches, to build these private jets and their own private mansions and Mercedeses and all that. They use this twisting of scripture to basically build their own kingdoms, build their own empires, and they're using Jesus and the church to do it. All right. Another one that they really, this is still going on today. This is really big. Well, clearly he hasn't, identified the 90% of the world who still lives off of $3 less a day, including believers. 90% of the world, ladies and gentlemen, lives in poverty. Even believers around the world, okay? It says, and God beget, man in his own image. And then Creflo Dollar is very infamous for saying, dogs beget dogs and cats beget cats. So therefore God begets gods. And just like God spoke it into existence on day one, let there be light, and then day two and day three, he just spoke everything into existence, we can speak it into existence too. Anytime you hear the phrase wealth transfer, you're probably in a prosperity gospel word of faith, health and wealth church, okay? So they're talking about being heirs and joint heirs, and they define that as wealth being transferred to the believer. And therefore, this sons of God manifesting, these sons of God, all of creation is waiting for the sons of God to manifest and rise up and take our rightful place and to receive this wealth transfer so we can have prosperity and money and wealth, so we can rule and reign and own everything because of our money. As it is written, for your sake you face death all day long. Talking about believers. We are considered as sheep to be slaughtered. Talking about believers. And a great example of this, I also have another video. Go back to some of the videos. I did a video on Kenneth Copeland when he supposedly back in 2020 rebuked COVID. And he was like, COVID-19, I stand in the office of a prophet right now, and I curse you, and I rebuke you, and I call you dead, and I call you, and he said all these things, and I curse you right now. I command you to die, basically, blah, 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 blah. Well, here it is now, June 2022, and COVID's still here. Millions and millions of people all throughout the world, God bless their souls, are dead now because of COVID. So obviously obviously Kenneth Copeland didn't curse anything. Obviously he didn't speak anything to existence. Obviously he didn't rule and reign and have dominion. Obviously he didn't rebuke anything or curse anything or kill COVID. He couldn't do what he's been teaching for the last 40 some years. He wasn't the Son of God manifesting. He couldn't just speak it into existence. He couldn't do any of the things he was talking about for the last 40 years. He's a false teacher. This is false teaching. And things like Romans 8, the sons of God manifesting and all that kind of stuff. And we're going to get into next week, are Christians gods with a small g, and how Kenneth Copeland and the Creflo Dollars of the world and the Bill Winstons and Joyce Meyer for a while, I don't know if she still does, but she did for a while believe that we're gods. I mean, a lot of the big name preachers out there believe this, okay?